Hello, my name is Daniel Kuttner, and for my capstone, I decided to do something that I know has never been done before. So, I made a poem with quotes only found in the Animorph book series. I think the best way to do this is to first get into what the Animorph book series is about. It's a book series about people that could transform into animals, and they fight aliens, and I read them as a child, and honestly, the story of the books really didn't stick with me. What stuck with me was the covers. They were always kind of hilarious because they featured a person transforming into an animal, and the middle stage was always very funny because their face was somewhere in between an animal and a person. And to this day, I think it's hilarious. Here's some examples of book covers from the series. Anyways, here's my poem. She started to morph. I'd seen 3 others do it now, so it wasn't a surprise to me. I don't want to be a bug. I've been a gorilla, an osprey, a dolphin, a seagull, a trout, and of all things a lobster. And I'm probably forgetting a few. I felt my throat tighten and constrict. My heart aches with a pain I could not describe. You do not know me, but I am a juvenile delinquent. I do not trust authority figures, and I will probably not graduate from high school. Oh, it's just a trash can. Chill out. A new sense. I cannot explain it. I felt exalted. It was my moment, and I was no longer afraid. I remember what I've always believed, what my mom taught me, that while some things are just plain awful, most things in life can be seen either as tragic or comic, and it's your choice. Is life a big, long, tiresome slog from sadness to regret to guilt to resentment to self-pity? Or is it weird, outrageous, light, bizarre, ironic, and just stupid? Gotta go with stupid. Self-pity is the easiest thing in the world. Finding the humor, the irony, the slight justification for a skewed, skeptical optimism, that's tough. Give me liberty or give me death. A human named Patrick Henry once said that. Humans, violent but peace-loving, passionate but cerebral, humane but cruel, impulsive but calculating, generous but selfish, humans, an altogether contradictory and deeply flawed species. Whatever they are, but in the meantime, I'm going to have a sandwich. Believe it or not, those are all quotes found in a children's book series. So, when it came to start thinking about my capstone, I thought about what I really got from high school. I think the biggest thing that I've gotten that I can put in my own life is I started to see life as having meaning. And I started to see that life has the meaning that you give it. Things can either be meaningless or meaningful, and that's all up to you. So I wanted to take something that originally was meaningless to me and give it meaning. I began to see the cover of the books as my stages through high school. I see the animal as me as a freshman. I was a scared little kid just like every other freshman. I was scared of myself, I was scared of the world, and I was very scared of other people, so I was a lot more quiet than I am today. I had the 2 middle stages with sophomore and junior year, I saw as the middle stages where it's somewhere between an animal and a person, and it's just very strange and awkward. My sophomore year, I started to come out of my shell more and talk, but then my junior year, that all kind of came crashing in on me because I got suspended, and I thought it was the worst semester of my life, but I'm kind of glad it happened because I've learned a lot from it, and I think I'm a better person because of it. I see my senior year as the man, because we've always talked about being a Regis man and what it means. And I feel like I've never really understood what being a man or a Regis man has really meant until now. Another thing that I got from high school is I became more religious. I'm not going to lie and say that I've become more Catholic and that I go to church more often, but I do believe in a God. And something that I've learned is that God is very personal. And that God is not the same person to everybody. Shout out to Mr. Lomas for his God concepts class. I learned so much in that class and kind of opened my eyes to religion and the world. Um, Another thing that I've become is more open to growth. I've learned that if you always try to expect something out of an experience like school and stuff, you're always gonna get what you expect. So if you go into something without expectations, then you can never really be disappointed. I began to see everything not as good or bad, but it's just something I need to do. Some things are a mean to an end, and sometimes it's not about the end. When I was writing my poem, I wanted to include things from like experiences that I've had in high school. And originally, when I thought about my capstone, I wanted to go through the lines of my poems and explain what they meant to me personally. But when it started coming together and I started thinking about what I wanted to make it about, I decided that it's best to leave the meaning up to interpretation. Um, those who know me and know more about me can probably see it more in the light of what I meant it, but I think that whatever someone else gets from it is just as important as what I get from it. And in the end of the day, I think that's very beautiful. And I think that's is my favorite thing that I've gotten from high school. Anyways, thank you. Good night.